Hello, beautiful ladies. Hello, Wild Soul Collective. Love your mission. So, today I'm going to share with you, as Miss shared, a little bit about my journey to where I am now. I am inches away from legacy, 10 quads away from 6A, 6A2-2 again. And then I'm actually filling in another 6A position about 20 quads away to lock in legacy because that's the quickest way rather than waiting for some team to go 6A2. So I'm all about self-responsibility, and this is where I'll share more about my journey is I've been here for a decade. I have been drinking the water for a decade. As a naturopath is my background. I'm all about health first. I actually went 4A 8 years ago this month. So 8 years ago, I went to Vegas with Clint Morgan. I put in 20 direct sales when he went 6A, which supported him to go 6A, and we celebrated in Vegas together. And who I am now is I'm so proud of who I've become on this journey. And I want to share with you some really powerful lessons and blessings on the road of up-leveling in my leadership. Remember, we had it so different. Imagine 8 years ago, I went to people's house. I did water presentations. I did health presentation. I paid thousands of dollars for health expos. And I had low self-worth, no clue of sales. It was very hard for me. Now I'm a rock star in sales. I'm a rock star in saying, do you want one product or do you want five? I don't deal with people's bullshit excuses. I call them forward and I'm unapologetic because this is why. Because I can be with the sensations in my body and the emotions to allow me to hold with confidence and share and give feedback and be okay with rejection, be okay with a no, be okay with their bullshit excuses, and have the courage to highlight and call them forward, right? You want to master sales, you want to master leadership, you want to master your relationships, you master feeling safe in your body to be with the sensations, to be with the emotions that will rise and be able to respond rather than react no matter what. So I've gone 6A. This will be my 7th time. And that is always an initiation. And how I choose to show up is making a way out of no way, creating a success story that's worth writing about and worth speaking on stage about. That's my own internal compass. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I do it for my own reflection. So I actually asked Christy this week to speak on stage as well as one of the top leaders. And that required a lot of emotional being with the response of what if, whatever outcome comes. And she really honored my journey and said, of course, I'm so glad you asked. And of course, you're one of the top leaders, blah, blah, blah. So I just want to share, I'm continually leaning into my edges. And for me, January 2018, we went all in with GAZ, which is the old, let's say, Freedom Mirror, right? The old automation platform where we went from in-house demos to online sharing a webinar. And I had no clue. I was in debt, and I just shared a webinar, and I shared Ellie Mae's success story. She had an 8K week. And I was like, just sharing, she can do it, you can do it. Don't ask me about my bank account. Who cares? The results are up to you. This is what's possible. And just shared other success stories. Within 90 days, I moved to Bali, Indonesia. May 2018, I had my first $52,000 month. I went 6A. And as you can see, that was years of devotion, years of selling one product at a time, because Trifecta, I thought no one would ever pay that much, you know. Now it's all on finance, one transaction, let's go. So I started studying coaching back in 2018 because I had time freedom and money freedom. Well, I started to move from survival mode in my nervous system to expansion and like, what do I really want to create? This is why I'm so passionate about what we do. I've had financial stress majority of my life. I've made a lot of money, but I didn't hold it because of trauma response in my body of not feeling safe. And I'll share, it's from chaos in my nervous system growing up. So when we heal the patterns with our parents, create that safety within ourselves, we can create a new wealth identity at a cellular level, nervous system level, and mindset level. You can't have one without the other. There's inside out and up and down in my holistic approach and beliefs. And you get to choose also what lands for you and what aligns, and you can let go of some things that don't align with you, no problem. So now I'm going to fast forward to today and go into the nervous system as the thing that has helped me beyond anything. So trauma is anything too much, too fast, too soon, or not enough. So anytime that trauma can be little t or big T, trauma can be like, you've gone 6A and then 3 people cancel their orders that day and you're like, oh my God, you don't understand what this means. I have to work so much harder. Like anything can be traumatic to you. It's just how we choose to respond. But it could also be, highs and lows in business. I've had a lot of team go 5A and then quit because of different changes within our business, different platforms, and they just didn't want to hold the tension of where they currently are and where they want to be and that vision. This is really important. Again, it's all an internal job. So to accept and honor where you're at, maybe you're still a bit stressed. Maybe you're still not really thriving financially, whatever. And maybe your kids still do your head in, whatever challenges. You get to hold that, acknowledge where you're at and hold that vision. And that's tension. Anytime you give up and go, fuck it, I'm just going to have a month off, you get rid of the tension. But it means that you're not moving closer towards that vision because you've got to hold that vision for it to actualize. Visualize it, feel it, embody it, know it, creating that reality. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen of a brief picture of a nervous system so that you can follow along. And we're actually going to do some somatic tools and give you some actionable tools that you can create safety and expansion in your own nervous system to feel safe in your body to receive. Who wants some of that magic? Awesome. Can you make me co-host to share screen? Yeah, cool. Okay, so I'll just share screen. So a big message of mine is expanding your energetic capacity to hold and receive your desires. This means intimacy, pleasure, joy, aliveness, and wealth. So many of us want wealth, but it impacts actually every area of our life. So this is just an example of what happens in your nervous system. Say you're just here, normal, waking up, then you get triggered by maybe your kids spilling their breakfast and you're like, fuck, I have a meeting in 5 minutes. God, do you have to do this? So your body goes into survival response of a threat, goes into anxiety of go, 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 stress response, fight or flight. And then often what will happen, it'll go down to overwhelm. So this is where we got lots of energy in survival mode, but then we crash. And this is how we create burnout, by this inconsistent up-down nervous system state. So here, I want you to share with me in the comments which you relate to most. So sympathetic response is people with anxiety, restlessness, urgency, go, 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 anger. You respond and you get pissed off at any little thing because your nervous system just can't tolerate anymore. You're on that hamster wheel, you've got insomnia, you've got stress. Or do you feel you're more in overwhelm, where you're exhausted, don't have the cellular energy to move forward, you're more depressed, you procrastinate, you're just like, fuck this, you know? And also you can oscillate between the two, and that is, I've shared, it's more of a trauma response. And then parasympathetic is where we want to be expanding our window of tolerance in our nervous system, where we respond, overreact to whatever comes our way. So we go up a bit of stress, go down, but we're still within our window of tolerance, so we don't get stuck in a survival response. That is the aim. So we must boost our flexibility in our nervous system to be able to regulate and be with the sensation, which is really what it is, and then the emotions attached to those sensations, and allow ourselves to breathe, to move that energy and not have it stuck in our body. So in this state, we're more present, alive, calm, connected. We're able to be like solutions focused. So some bitches cancelled their order last minute. Hey, I've got another 5 people and an irresistible offer. Let's fucking go. Guess what? I've had these experiences, literally. And the stories and the evidence it creates within me to trust myself beyond measure, I'm grateful for every challenge. And if we could have that kind of response, it's all good. So just going to show you an example of what that actually looks like in the nervous system. So see how we go up and down. And fight or flight is, the anger, frustration, urgency, go, go, go. And I just want to share, these patterns come up a lot in our business. I see people in our community hustling for their self-worth, trying to have the 20K months because when I do, then I will feel enough. It will mean that I'm a good enough leader. Then people will love me. Then I'll be seen and acknowledged as good enough. You know, so many of us have unconscious programming ruling our business. It's just a reflection, like a relationship. So if you can actually come home to yourself and create that safety within, and know that you got this, and know that everything's happening for your highest evolution, and it's up to you to respond, overreact, and look for the good in every situation. So the bottom-up response is to feel the sensation, the feeling, to create that safety, and that allows your prefrontal cortex to work. It shuts down in a trauma response. It's in survival mode. All your blood goes to your extremities to run away from the tiger, even though you're about to do a sales presentation, you know? So you can't really be in the cognitive awareness expansion if you're in that stress response. So we do a bottom-up approach in somatics where we create safety through our vagus nerve, and we show our brain that we're safe. So this is called neuroception. Neuroception is interoception is the internal response of sensations through our vagus nerve, telling our brain we are safe. So I'm going to share with you some somatic tools shortly that will create that. But we also have exteroception, which is our environment. So we can orient to our environment, look around, look for any cues of safety and danger, ground ourselves, support our nervous system, and create that safety, which is in any environment, When I go to speak on stage, I have practices to help me feel safe in my body in a new environment, etc. So ways to regulate our nervous system, no matter what's going on external, remember, is through breath. I'm a trauma release breathwork facilitator. We bring in movement, sound, touch, meditation, and movement. And I absolutely love it. So an example is breathwork where we breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. So let's all take a deep breath in together, shall we? Let's put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and we're just going to take a deep breath in together. So breathing deep in through your nose. Big sigh. One more deep breath in through the nose. How do you feel in your body? A bit more relaxed and calm. When we are in switching from the survival response into parasympathetic, we have yawns, we have sighs, we have tummy gurgling, and this is helping us come back to rest, digest, reproduce, which is the parasympathetic state. I'm going to share with you a somatic exercise in a moment, but having fun, play, singing, dancing, laughing, nature, connection, hugs, co-regulation, this is all ways to calm and relax your nervous system. Another thing not talked about enough is conscious consumption. I am totally addicted to my phone and I spend way too much time on it. It impacts the blue light before sleep. We want to put red lights in our environment. We want to have phone off after 7 or 8 and outside of your room to get rid of EMF. So watching lots of things on social media can put you into overwhelm where you're consuming and sometimes comparing yourself to others rather than being in creation mode. And I'm going to now show you some of my favorite somatic tools because this is my opinion. There's too much preaching and words, and it's not cellular transformation. On a cellular level, we got to create the safety within our nervous system to allow your nervous system to relax, to feel that safety, support, and then expansion. And this is how we tap into safety, receiving the wealth goal that you desire in your nervous system, and then being with the sensation of contraction and expansion and feeling into our body and what that is for us and expanding it and tapping on that felt sense in our body of receiving your 50K, 100K months. So I've worked with mentors and spent incredible wealth because this is my pattern. I don't need no fucking affirmations to make money. If your body doesn't believe it, it's because it doesn't feel safe with it. So sometimes we could have had a money trauma or an experience that is remembered in our body, in our cells. So we can only shift that by feeling it and creating a new money blueprint on a cellular level and somatic level. So let's do this. So one of my favorite somatic exercises is containment. So we're going to start off. So these are a couple of somatic exercises. So number one, which we actually could have done when we all get on Zoom. So you guys can have this as part of your practice for your weekly calls, Mish, where you take a couple of breaths and you actually have all of you on screen and you orient. So you create that safety as well. I'm a new person. Is your nervous system calm with me, or is it a bit like, fuck, what's going to happen? What do I look like? All these people are looking at me. So we can create safety through our environment first. So I invite you to look around the room and open up all your senses and take in looking for any cues of safety or danger, like, is the door locked? Is there an animal nearby? Is it safe? Is there anything under your desk? You know, is there any weird noises? So you bring in all your senses, touch, putting your hands on your chair, your desk, looking at the Zoom room, looking at everybody and getting facial connection of smiles and eye contact and creating safety together in a room. This is how we do co-regulation. Oh, Karolyn's relaxed. I can relax now. She's, nice and friendly and easygoing, not some professional bitch, So we're able to relax and create that response through the internet. So orienting is taking in all your senses in the environment. So that means even if you go to the hospital, how can you orient, create that safety, which remember, your body, your nervous system is looking at cues of safety and danger every moment of every day, with every person you speak to, with every place you go, when you get in the car. Taking deep breaths and putting your hand on your body can help you calm. I'm always putting a hand on my heart or a hand on my belly. Even when I talk to people, I'm going to be doing this on stage as well. It's a secret weapon. The touch allows your nervous system to relax, allows your heart to feel more expansive. So our vagus nerve has one neuro pathway from the brain to all our organs. And then the vagus nerve has 10 neural pathways up to our brain. So guess which has a greater response? Our vagus nerve, the bottom up response, is even more powerful for sustainability, right? So if we don't create that safety within our body and the response to our brain, we cannot have a lasting change from mindset work. It'll still default back. So it's important to do top down and bottom up. So this is containment. We start first with just putting our hands on our chest, and you are your own teacher. You're your own. It's up to you to tune in with your nervous system and your response. If something feels good for me, it might not feel good for you. And this is how you track your nervous system response. So just feel how that feels. Christina's got some yawns. That means it feels good for her nervous system. So that's how we start. And then my jacket's too tight to do a hug. So this is where we end up with containment. This is a self-hug. So you can tune in with how that feels to really hug yourself and maybe rub your arms and let you know that you've got you. Just feel what posture feels supportive for you. I do this before bed. Well, not often, but sometimes I've got anxiety and stress. I've gone through different experiences where I'm going to sleep and I'm stressed. So I'll give myself a hug like this, and then I'll do the VU, and I'm calming myself with my deep breaths, and I'm able to self-soothe and be with the big sensations in my body. So just take a deep breath. So you can give yourself a hug like this anytime, anywhere, even in the car, with the traffic lights. Then we're going to do the VU. The VU is actually my favorite somatics. I do like the self-hug too, because I love hugs, but that means I'm relying on someone else for the co-regulation. So self-regulation's empowering. So this is the VU. We take a big, deep breath in together, deep into our pelvis. So we put one hand on our belly to ensure we're breathing deep into our belly and not shallow breaths into our chest. Shallow breaths is a sympathetic response. Also, breathing through the mouth is sympathetic. Parasympathetic is deep, slow belly breath into your belly and through your nose. So we're taking a deep breath in, and on the out breath, we say boo. And that is harmonizing, that's toning our vagus nerve. That humming sound is telling our brain we are safe through the sensation of the vibration in our body. It's the best ever. Yeah, VU. So one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, taking a deep breath in through your nose, breathing deep into your pelvis. And I want you to just feel the sensations in your body. Sensations could be warmth, could be tingling, that's sensations of expansion. Could be numbness, that's still a sensation. Could be tingling is something that always comes up for me. And just feel how your heart rate responds, how you're just more relaxed. We're going to do it one more time together. So deep breath into your belly, into your pelvis. Can you notice how different it feels to when we first jumped on the call? To how you just chilled, relaxed, and calm. And you have the ability to create this level of safety in your body at any time now because you've got tools to create it. Not words to trick yourself that you're abundant and free. It's a felt sensation. Why this matters to me is I've lived in my head for many years as a way to control and protect because I've gone through experiences that weren't safe. So retraining your nervous system in your body to be with the sensation and recreate the felt sensation through somatics, through breath work, through movement, touch, that sets you free more than anything in the world. That is how I have experienced it. I then have studied biology of trauma, where we look at on a cellular level the nutrients to help expand your cellular level shift, because people stuck in procrastination and overwhelm still need cellular energy. So nutrients in your mitochondria to have energy to move forward. And then also adaptogens and nutrients to allow your adrenals and your nervous system to really nourish and get out of that anxiety as well. So I look at somatics, and then what is the thoughts and bullshit limitation stories you're telling yourself? And is it true? Is it real? What am I making it mean? And then, nourishing environment and cellular level. All of this impacts your nervous system, which then impacts how are you able to feel safe to receive wealth. On a cellular level, if you're in pleasure, orgasm, calm, joy, that's all the response of your nervous system being in that calm parasympathetic state. It's not being in a stress survival state. So this impacts wealth, leadership. Remember, I'm telling you, I'm an expert. I've spent $1 million in my education. I'm here to save you time, energy, and money and tears. And this will transform your life. These daily somatic activities that I've just shared, imagine if use this as if it's thousands of dollars of information that will transform your life. That's what I paid to learn it, right? And then this, when I'm safe with me, wealth is safe with me. Relationships are safe with me. Everything is recoded from your nervous system, creating a reality. So, yeah, this is what I'm really passionate about. I can answer questions and share how this responds to your business. This is just on my heart. I believe that this impacts every area of our life. Our health, our heart rate, our organs are all connected through our nervous system. And being in our feminine receptivity, receiving, is getting out of survival mode. People overdoing in masculine control is a stress response. There's so many layers, but everything comes back to your nervous system, cellular energy, being able to feel safe to receive. And then you show up in a beautiful, calm, magnetic response to be able to share gracefully what you do and an invitation for others. And this is how you're in alignment. And this is how you're able to feel safe and relaxed to have a big, bold vision, because you can be with the sensation of expansion, the sensation of responsibility, of having a big team, of circulating big wealth. In and out, everything comes back to our nervous system. So when you can master this, you can master all areas of your life.